We are talking about Kiseg, defense, first warpath of Suleiman the Magnificent in 1532. To Suleiman the Magnificent, Croats were alpha and omega, beginning and the end. On the beginning was Nikola Jurišić. He defended Kiseg, Vienna, and consequently Europe. Kiseg battle was 200 years before battle at Sinj in Croatia. Regarding military doctrine, Kiseg and Sinj battles are almost identical. Some historians without military education would say that Suleiman made an error since he did not bypass Kiseg in 1532 and solve this issue. But they neglect the position of the main goal of the attack, Vienna. You need to get your troops and supply from Kiseg to Vienna. These historians neglect the military doctrine in that age. There was no such logistic as we have nowadays. Turks have had their violent robbers, nowadays Serbs originate from them, that went after the Ottoman army. Context before the battle was following: Hungarians managed to defend Belgrade in 1440. In 1454 Belgrade was saved by Janko Hunjati and Saint Ivan Kapistran, who would become patron of Belgrade. Belgrade had fallen in 1521 due to unsuccessful defense by Mihail More, and success of the attacker Suleiman. Fall of Belgrade have enabled Suleiman to attack Middle Europe. Internal struggle with peasants existed in Hungarian monarchy. King Ludwig have lost Mohawk battle at 29th of August 1526. Suleiman was lucky because European leaders had internal struggles, so there was no possibility for alliance. Suleiman ended other wars, so he had good possibilities to attack Europe. 140,000 Turks started warpath to Vienna. Due to Suleiman's rapid advances, Ferdinand feared the Christian forces would not be assembled in time to meet him. Ottoman army had captured 17 fortified towns or castles. In order to make decisive gains, the Ottomans had to take the city quickly, as a large imperial army, raised in Germany, reinforced by Spanish troops and led by the Emperor Charles V himself, was approaching in support of Ferdinand. On Suleiman warpath stood Nikola Jurišić with 700 soldiers in Kiseg. After other places, Suleiman had to conquer Kiseg. Leaving Jurišić undefeated in Kiseg would enable Jurišić to attack supply lines and Suleiman army from the back. Jurišić sends following message to Ferdinand: first, I dared to defend this small and weak city against Turkish force, not because I hope to save it, but to keep the enemy busy and to enable Christian leaders to prepare for defense.
You shall not pass!
Suleiman in his warpath stopped at Kiseg. 2 days after 11th of August 1532 first attack on Kiseg started. Kiseg was on Hungarian and Austrian border, last fortress on the Hungarian soil. Inside Kiseg was small troop with the Croatian captain Jurisich. This famous Croatian warrior and diplomat have already been successful in battles against Turks. He was confident of Ferdinand Habsburski, representing his interests during his election for king 1527 in Cetingrad. For Ferdinand he was negotiating with Suleiman in Istanbul. Jurisich's small troops were filled from surrounding area, so around 700 people defended Kiseg. Against Jurisich there was much stronger Turkish army. Left alone, defenders have managed to withstand Turkish attacks until 30th of August 1932. Jurisich managed to stop Turks in their intent that through underground tunnels destroy the walls of Kiseg. But one Turkish weapon managed to penetrate the weakest parts of the wall. Through this destroyed parts of the wall, Turks started 12 big attacks, which Jurisich stopped. Jurisich writes letter to Ferdinand after 12th attack: 350 out of 700 our soldiers have died, from 300 forints of gunpowder I have only 1 cent. Only the God mercy is protecting us, may the God have mercy on my soul. After that Ibrahim sent proposal for Jurisich to surrender. He answered that he would surrender only dead. Ibrahim suggested to Jurisich that he would give him the city if he pays to him yearly tax of 2,000 forints. Jurisich replied, Kiseg is not mine to give. In most dangerous attack Ibrahim soldiers entered the city. But Jurisich stopped them. When Jurisich troops were on the edge of the stamina, and Jurisich was wounded, after 3 Ibrahim's proposals to surrender, Jurisich accepted 4th. Before the negotiations Kiseg people started to pray to Saint Martin in 13th attack. Turks said that they have retreated because the knight with the flaming sword has chased them away, and also they have said that Kiseg is in alliance with Satan.
He's the one who sets people killing each other.
Bizarre event followed. Ibrahim, in order to save Suleiman's reputation, sends to Jurisich one proposal. Ibrahim asked to stop the siege, and Turkish army would go home, if Jurisich signs document and gives Ibrahim keys of Kiseg so that Suleiman could formally conquer Kiseg. Jurisich and Ibrahim have exchanged prisoners and this performance ended. Ibrahim placed Turkish flags on Kiseg and went home. It was too late for warpath to Vienna and Turks went home. Jurisich's defense of Kiseg postponed Turkish siege on Vienna for 130 years. Turkish warpath to Vienna was postponed for 130 years, this was since Carlo and Ferdinand managed to get 125,000 soldiers to Vienna until October 23, waiting Turks to attack. Turks have lost their favorable moment thanks to Jurisich. Jurisich got Kiseg for his contribution. Jurisich's castle in Google Maps at 15th of February 2021, Croatian capital city Zagreb main square at Google Maps. See other Croatian warriors of mind and warriors of sword on playlist.
Jedini od ove Dubrave, sva srebra, sva zlata I svi ljudski životi ne mogu biti plata tvoj čistoj ljepoti. Kad zazvone Dubrovačka zvona I objave svome puku mir, Sveti Vlaho skalače se strora, pa sultana na stradu uči.